Hello everybody, and welcome back to the final day of Father's Week with Ultimate Ears. I am Will, and it's good to see you again. Welcome back. So, with Ultimate Ears, we've been talking all week about Father's Day, because this weekend, you only got 2 more days left. I hope you have your gifts ready. So right now, be sure to get whatever you need for Dad. Keep Dad in mind, because his big day is coming up soon. So Father's Day is coming up, and we need the best product to have the best speaker for Dad. So all week, we've been talking about Ultimate Ears. Brand started by rock stars, products for everybody with these amazing waterproof Bluetooth speakers that are super portable and on the go. So we talked about our Wonder Boom 2s, the Boom 3, Mega Boom 3, and today it's going to be all about the Hyperboom. So this is the latest, the greatest, the biggest, the baddest, the absolute daddest speaker we've got. Everybody loves incredible sound and bass and power, and you can never have enough. I mean, we can link up over 100 mega booms, but that's just not enough. Sometimes you need bigger bass. So, to tell you about the Hyperboom, I have the only person that can tell you about it better than myself. Oh, wait, no, I don't. It's actually just me. So check out this cool video about how cool the Hyperboom is.
The Ultimate Ears Hyperboom is the portable Bluetooth speaker that brings the party with you. With extreme bass, volume, and an adaptive equalizer to sound its best in any environment, the Hyperboom is the portable Bluetooth speaker that's ready to party anytime, anywhere. On the porch, in the workshop, on the patio. It has a power button, 2 oversized touch sensor volume controls, and if you tap them both at the same time,
100% charge.
Will indicate its battery level, as well as 1-touch music control to play, pause, and skip tracks, and 4 audio inputs with Easy Share to switch between Bluetooth connections 1 and 2, auxiliary, and optical inputs. With 2 Bluetooth connections, you can switch between devices with the simple press of a button. Use the auxiliary input for a direct wired connection to free up your 2 Bluetooth connections for other smart devices. With an optical input, you can use your Hyperboom speaker as a soundbar system for television and game systems. Movie night just got bigger. With 24 hours of playtime, the Hyperboom's ready to party all day long, and it has a USB port to charge out to your smartphone and other devices anywhere it goes. With a discreet carrying handle for easy transportation. Tailgating. Bring it camping.
Gotta get that boom.
By the pool, washing your car, in the bathroom. Party up! Connect with any Ultimate Ears Hyperboom, Boom, or Mega Boom speakers for even louder roof-raising sound. An extreme bass.
I could just watch myself all day sometimes. So, everybody knows the biggest, the baddest, the daddest is the coolest stuff. Dads like to go big. Always. They gotta have bigger motors, bigger cars, bigger everything. The big screen TVs. I mean, you gotta have, Christmas trees. Everything dads do, they take things a little too far. But that's all part of this rock and roll attitude we're talking about. So dads love going big, and you know it. Your dad is always trying to be as big as can be, bigger than life, I would say.
Give me a ride home. Wow, this is roomy.
Can you name the truck with 4-wheel drive? Smells like a steak and seats 35. Canyonero, Canyonero. Well, it goes real slow with the hammer down. It's the country pride truck endorsed by a clown. Canyonero, Canyonero.
Hey, hey!
The Federal Highway Commission has ruled the Canyonero unsafe for highway or city driving.
Have you seen
seen my new 301-inch TV?
Hypnotoad is brought to you by the Magnafalix 302-inch TV. It's bigger.
Oh, hell!
There it is.
Dad, that thing wouldn't fit in our yard.
Not going in our yard, Russ. It's going in our living room.
Everybody come out quick, look at the lights! Mark!
Great memories. Dads are always going too big, too crazy all the time. So the Hyperboom will be a perfect speaker for any dad because you can never go too big with audio. Everybody loves their music, and that's why we have the Hyperboom, to just get more. The Hyperboom is an incredible speaker. It's big, it's bad. Let's get in there and take a look on the inside, shall we? So, as you can see here, the internal parts of this Hyperboom, it's just a massive speaker. On the back corners there, you have humongous bass drivers, which will resonate bass, give it an incredible thump, as well as some high-end component speakers there too, where you can see the tweeter separates the highs from the mid-range. So this speaker will give a full, clean, and clear sound quality, the biggest sound in the tightest package possible. But this speaker really is designed for the sound aspect. The Hyperboom has incredible bass to it. Also, one touch control. So this way you can easily switch between two devices with the touch of your finger. There's two Bluetooth connections. I really like that myself because I tend to leave Bluetooth connection 1 on my phone and Bluetooth connection 2 on my computer. And so whenever I switch devices, I can just tap that button physically and it'll instantly switch and connect, and I don't even have to repair all the time. So that's a really nice, convenient aspect. There's also an auxiliary input and even an optical input. So this thing has many, many different ways to connect it, whether you want to use it for televisions, computers, cell phones, or, you know, your old iPod. You can still plug it in with the auxiliary. This thing is a beast, and it's ready to do anything. So on the back end of it, you have some ports, where there you have the optical input, which is really neat. You can connect a Hyperboom speaker to your television or a video game system. Use it as a sound bar. This thing has so much dynamic sound to it that it'll really increase your audio capability for any music, movies, or video games you might be into. However, you can only use one of the speakers if you are going to use it as a sound bar. I know with our crazy party up ability, the first thing you're thinking about is, oh my goodness, I'm just going to surround my room with these things. Not yet. Give us some time, everybody. But today you can still link up multiple Hyperbooms through its Bluetooth connection. But if you do want to use it as a sound bar, just plug one speaker to your system with that optical input to get the best sound. Also, the Hyperboom has the ability to charge out. So this is the only Ultimate Ear speaker that if you would like to charge your phone or other devices on the go, there's a simple USB type A style on the back of the speaker, and you can use that to charge other devices as well. It does have an auxiliary input. So for instance, where my computer is really close to where I like to leave my speaker. So it's kind of nice that I can just have an auxiliary direct wired connection as well. So the versatility and the convenience is just really incredible. On the top of the speaker, you do have the oversized plus and minus for the volume controls. What's really nice with this speaker is it's a little bit more elegant. It's a little more classy, you could say. And it has a very cool touch sensor technology. So no button at all. You just tap, 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 and it'll just sense your fingers and turn the volume up or down. And yes, if you tap them both at the same time, it will also indicate its battery life. And the Hyperboom has 24 hours of playtime. This big bad speaker can literally play all day long with incredible sound. And it has the same capability as a Boom 3 and a Mega Boom 3 with the one touch button for play, pause, and skip tracks. Just tap it once to play or pause. Tap it twice to skip a track. And what's really cool, for some music services out there, you can actually create a few custom playlists. And that way we have a unique feature where if you hold down that one button, it'll actually skip to another playlist. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That way, when it's Christmas time, you can just have Michael Bublé kick on, or if your kids are around, you can have like a family pop edited playlist. And then when it's just me by myself, I can go back to my personal jams, that I might be a little embarrassed to play around to all my friends. Sometimes you just got to express yourself in your own ways. My personal favorite feature of the Hyperboom is it has an automatic adaptation to its audio. It has an adaptive equalizer. So basically the speaker itself can sense the pressure and hear itself basically with the little microphone built on the top. But what it'll do is if you're in, say like you're in a garage where it's like really tight and tinny, it'll adjust the acoustics of the speaker to sound its best in any environment. So whether you're outside on the patio, if you're working in a shed, or if you just got it in your kitchen, whether your rooms are big or small, doesn't matter. The Hyperboom will automatically sound its best at any environment, and that's just really convenient too. The speaker already has incredible audio capability, but this is the only speaker I'm aware of that'll actually tune itself to the environment it's in. Also, with those massive bass drivers on the back corner, it's really cool when you put it up against a wall in the corner, because the way the acoustic pressure will work, it'll resonate and really maximize bass to the top. Of course, you can party it up. So when your friends bring their booms and mega booms around, there is no limit as far as I know. As many booms and mega booms and hyper booms as you can get together, the crazier your party's going to be. Now, if you have two Hyperbooms, you can actually separate the stereo, where one will act as the left and the right channel, which is, in my opinion, kind of the way to go. But if you have 4, 10 of them, you can still just party up to incredible heights. Also, there is an app for it. There's always more. So check out this cool app. So with the Boom app, it'll work for your boom speakers, your mega booms, and even the Hyperboom. So when I click on the speakers, you can see I've got a wide variety. In here itself, you can see that in the top corner, you have the settings. Oh, exciting, an update. So I got some new features to add as soon as I get off the presentation here. You can change the name of the speaker. So, mine's the Hyper Will, so I know whose speaker it is, not to get it mixed up with my colleagues. This thing even has an alarm clock. You want to wake up to some jams in the morning and get your day started right? Play with that. You can also choose which song, the alarm volume there. So always adding new features and upgrades over time. One of the coolest things about technology now is you buy a product today and it continues to evolve with the technology over time. Just like our phones get better all the time, Ultimate Ear speakers get better all the time. And so with this, you can also indicate it's, little sounds. You can turn them off if you don't want little notification sounds. You can change the speaker's language. I live down here in Tampa, Florida. I should speak Spanish. Don't tell my boss, but man, it would help a lot. But we have a few languages in here that you can play with for your customers or your family, whoever you got jamming out to the speaker. Right here is where you can control your one-touch party playlist. So if you have Amazon Music, Deezer, Apple Music, this way you can get in there, log into your settings, and set up your playlist. With the party up, you can make your speakers public or private. I think you understand what I mean. If it's just me by myself, I can make all my speakers private so I don't have to worry about people jumping in and out. But if we're just having party time, open it up to the public and let everybody jump in and hook up all their speakers. Real nice. You do have help there if you need support, as well as, your product information down below to let you know the status of your speaker. Back on the main page, you can turn it up. You can turn it down. You can remotely turn the speaker on and off, which is really cool. There's a power button right there. So don't even get up and touch it. Just use your phone and use it as a wireless remote. There you'll see the Bluetooth connections just to show you what devices are connected. I've got my phone. Bluetooth 2 is open, and the auxiliary and optical input capability. Right on the bottom where it says Vice City, that is actually my playlist. I'm just an 80s rock dude. What can I say? All I listen to are these 48 songs from the 80s. I don't know why you'd listen to anything else. But what's cool is you can add more playlists. So I could add a temporary one. I could do like country, rock, rap. Whatever you're into. Make your own playlist. And what's cool about this is when you set up the playlist, when I hold the button, it'll switch between the playlists. So that way I can just hear what songs are playing. And if I get tired of it, I don't even have to pull out my phone. I can just hold the button and skip to another party playlist I've already got set up. Right in the bottom there, you'll see the multiple speakers. So when I go to that, it'll allow you to party up your speakers. Yeah, I'm cool. I got booms everywhere. So you can see all through my house. The Hyperboom is my main speaker, and you just drag and drop. If there's any of these speakers you want to add to it, just drag it and drop it. It'll connect. Back in the day, you used to have to hold buttons, and they would beep, and, they would connect. It is so much easier now. Even my mom can do it. My dad, my brother, as sad as that is, I'm like a tech guy. My brother is just, not very techy about things. But even Weston can use this app and it works just fine. Plus, you can see like that's my Boom 3 Red. You can change the name of your speakers so you'll know whose speakers are out there and you can just link them all together. The more you go, the crazier it's going to get. And then there is also the adaptive EQ will adjust itself to any environment, but sometimes you want to control it yourself. So you can jump in the 5-band equalizer, play with your bass and treble. If you mess it up too much, you can always just reset it and go back to its perfection sound. But there's also a few presettings in here. So if you want to just bass it out, you have a bass boost option. If you're going to hook it up for your games and movies, there is a presetting for games and cinema, as well as podcasts. I've been talking about podcasts all week because I love some radio podcasts. And it's cool because you can just tap on that and then it'll immediately adjust the sound to, sound its best for whatever media you're listening to. So the Hyperboom is just the biggest and baddest speaker. It's got the most bass. It's got the most sound. It adjusts itself to any environment. Even though it is a bigger speaker, it still has a cool handle on the back so you can take it with you anywhere you go. So the Hyperboom is just the top of the line. It's the best sound you can get. One of the things I really like about the Hyperboom, it almost has a little too much bass, which, there's no such thing as that. But to me, it gives it almost like a live audio sound. When you're listening to speakers, you're aware that you're listening to portable speakers. But with the Hyperboom, it's got so much power that there's just a little bit of an extra thump, a little bit more bass than you kind of would usually expect in your music. But when you're at a concert, if you've been, that's what a concert is. When you're at a concert, you're hearing the music, but there's always just that little bit of overdrive and a little bit more thump in the bass to dance to. So I love the Hyperboom because to me, it almost sounds like a live audio rock show. It's just that good. The dynamic sound, the size, it's just an incredible speaker all the way around. And so the speaker is water resistant or splash proof. We do not want you to throw this one underwater, but don't worry, you can still take it with you, okay? So let me show you just how splash proof this thing can be. Every dad needs a Hyperboom. Everybody, every house needs a Hyperboom. Every group of friends, every party, every barbecue, every sporting event, every day you're just hanging around the house, cleaning the house. The Hyperboom is going to bring your music with you everywhere you go on a level you've never experienced before. It's a good time to be alive with all this amazing technology we have. So everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this week. It's been fun for me. It's all about Father's Day. So call your daddy this weekend. Go see him. Go visit. Just go hang out. Dad wants to see you. Be sure to go visit Dad this Father's Day. So thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed our training sessions. We do this every week all the time. So everybody out there, please join us and we'll teach you all the kinds of cool stuff. Thanks for joining us. Please click to subscribe, like our videos, and we'll see you next time. Happy Father's Day, everybody.